What's up guys, welcome back. Molly again. So today what we're gonna do is focus on 7 things you can do to make the best resume. So like we've already talked about, it might be an employee market. There's a ton of people hiring, but what that doesn't mean is that you can just not spend any time on your resume and submit something that people won't even look at. So like I said, what we're gonna do is focus on 7 things to give you the best resume you've ever seen. So tip number 1 is make sure you only include important and relevant information. So studies show that employers actually only spend 6 seconds per resume, especially when they're just rolling through and they got a bunch of people applying to their position. So if you have a bunch of stuff that doesn't apply to the role at all, maybe again, you're looking for a sales position and everything on there is maybe cook or server or something to do with construction and it doesn't apply to what you're looking for, in that 6 seconds, all they're gonna see is just a ton of information that doesn't apply. So make sure, again, that everything on there, for the most part, at least is things that applies to the position you're applying for. Tip number 2, make sure you put things in small chunks. Right? So you don't wanna have giant paragraphs with all the stuff that you did at your position because no employer wants to read through that giant paragraph and sift through to find out the things that you want them to see. So any important accomplishments or any specific skills or anything that you added to the company, be sure to put in bullet points because it's going to be a lot easier for not only them to see, but just for them to read because it's going to be a lot more appealing to the eye for them. Number 3, be sure to use specific numbers and facts when you're talking about how you impacted the company. So for example, I see a lot of people put helped company grow or helped company get into a better position than they were in before. Well, what does that mean? Right? Does that mean that the company started with 1 person, you helped them get to 3? Because technically that's growing it, right? Or does it mean that they started with 1 location and you help them grow it to 10? So make sure to be very specific. That way the employer or the person looking at your resume knows exactly what you did and it's really easy for them to grasp. So number 4, and probably one of the easiest ones, is make sure it's appealing to the eye. So I know Word, for example, has a lot of templates and things that you can use just to fill in the blanks. Use one of them. Right? Don't feel like it's cookie cutter or something that's not smart. Employers want those, which is why a company like Microsoft created those for people to use when creating their resumes. Right, so don't hesitate to use a simple template because it's going to elevate your game from maybe just a bunch of words on a page to looking like it's a lot more put together. Number 5, be sure to use keywords from the job post that you're applying to. So for example, if you're applying to a sales job and they want people with specific experience or specific criteria, make sure, of course, to post about sales positions that you've had, but also use the specific criteria that they're looking for and put it in your resume if it applies, of course. Don't just put it there because it sounds nice, right? But what it's gonna do is it's gonna align for them. Okay, this is what we're looking for. This is what they can give us, and it's going to make sense for them. So it's more likely that they're gonna spend more time on your resume and eventually reach out to you because you have exactly what they're looking for. Number 6 is make sure to personalize your resume. I know a lot of you guys, you probably are applying for a ton of positions right now, but for the employer, like I know for me, if I'm looking at a resume and it says to, and then has the company and maybe even the specific hiring manager's name on it, it's gonna look like you spent a lot more time on it. So I'm gonna be a lot more intrigued because I know already that you pay attention to detail and you're gonna go the extra mile. So be sure to personalize it. It means a lot more to the employer than you would think. Number 7, last but not least, hopefully one that you've already thought about, make sure to proofread it. I can't tell you how many times I've read through a resume and very simple words are spelled wrong, or the phone number's wrong, or the email's wrong, or the city that the person is located isn't the city that we're looking for the job in. This is super, super easy things for you to fix, but really, really easy things as well for us to, put your resume in the trash because we're not interested in somebody that's not gonna make sure they can spell experience or resume or make sure they have the right phone number on it because that's already giving us a reason not to hire you. So again, very easy to do. Use spell check, make sure everything's spelled right. You don't want to be counted out for something so easy that you can control. So just to recap that for you guys again, number 1, make sure you use relevant information. Whatever kind of job you're applying for, just make sure your resume makes sense for that position and has skill sets that make sense for that position as well. Number 2, make sure your resume is in small chunks. No giant paragraphs, no employer is gonna actually look at that. Make it really easy for them. Number 3, make sure you use specific facts. Again, if you grew the company from 1 person to 10 people, put that. Don't just say helped grow the company. It makes it a lot easier for the employer to see what you actually have done. Number 4, make sure it's appealing to the eye. Super simple, use a template from Word, takes all your worries away. Number 5, be sure to use keywords from the job posting. Literally just skill sets they're looking for. And if it's skill sets you have, Put them on their resume. It'll align exactly what the employer is looking for. Number 6, be sure you personalize it. Just put to specific company on there. Make it align for them. It means a lot for the employer and more than you would probably think. Takes 5 seconds, just take that extra time. And number 7, last but not least, simplest one, proofread it, guys. Make sure the words are spelled right. It's the easiest way to get looked over for a position if you can't even spell the basic stuff. If you found these tips helpful, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. That way when we put out any new videos, you won't miss any tips. It's gonna help level up your business. As well, if there's anything that you wanna learn or anything you took away and applied from what we've talked about, put it in the comments. We would love to hear your feedback and be able to teach you guys more things that you're really looking for. Other than that, we will see you on the next video.